Alrighty. Yep. Sorry about the creaking of my microphone stand. Had it aside. Well, to be fair, I should probably just get everything set up so it's a comfortable typing setup, considering what's going on. Yep. Hey everyone. No cosplay today, unfortunately. Just get the Twitch app up. Just because it's got a few useful things up on it. There we go. No sort of real cosplay stuff to talk about today, unfortunately. But long story short, I am planning on making a sort of a custom mannequin for sewing. Mainly because Karlak's outfit's going to be like the first sort of full body outfit I'm sewing. And, well, you know, one of those proper adjustable ones will cost, well, they seem to start at like £100, which is a bit out of my range. But it turns out you can make a duct tape one quite cheap, so I've ordered like £10 worth of stuffing and a stand, which should work out to like £20. So we'll see how that goes when everything gets here. Well, anyways, so on Monday I sort of need to switch to the actual document on my end. I mean, you can see it there, but yeah, gonna skip over the journey. I did actually offline do a quick write-up on this is the random encounter they ran into. Sort of, oh, you can't see my cursor. I'll fix that. Properties, capture cursor. Okay. Can you see my cursor now? Nope, apparently not. Oh wait, there you go, now you can see my cursor. Yeah, I wonder if that... Nope, doesn't make the table thing visible. Oh well. But yeah, you can see sort of here, I just copied and pasted the... whoops, didn't mean to do that. Text of the sort of random encounter there, and I've just got my own sort of take on it here, so that's nice and ready to go as soon as the session starts. Okay, so last stream on Monday we sort of finished off the cast of NPCs who are inhabiting sort of like the friendly part of the dungeon. I mean, I'll obviously stat them all up as an encounter just in case the party you know, go a bit murder hobo, but I can't imagine they would. I've got all the traps I need written up. So we've got the big pneumatic tube, the pit trap, the decontamination room, the alchemical spill, a workshop full of haywire tools, password protected hallway, the viney floor. This is going to be a sort of like a recurring enemy. So obviously, Miraf's entire thing is that he can, when he dies, basically like a new clone body of, well, a body of a random species, sapient species obviously, sort of wakes up with all his memories. And this is sort of like that went a bit wrong, and basically just created simulacrums, which aren't quite as powerful, and basically just zombies. I didn't particularly want to sort of make them like actually failed clones, so it's more like akin to he was trying to create them backup bodies as constructs instead. Because you know that has some sort of kind of bad medical implications. But yeah, so this is the common area, which is all written up. The lower floor is what we're going to be doing next. So rooms, got the common area written up, all the NPCs appearing there. The residential, where the PCs can get a long rest if they do a side quest. the kitchen and the pantry, which are one of the ways to get down to the next level, and the unsecured labs, which are yet another. So yeah, what we need to do next is the stairwell. Now the stairwell is sort of like the proper adjoining area for the entire dungeon. The PCs might be able to sort of talk the way into using that to get to the lower floor, which will be the most advantageous for them, because it won't throw them straight into a room that's kind of dangerous. They can just enter through the corridors. And it also obviously leads to the upper room when they've unlocked it. So yeah, we need a description for this stairwell. I'm thinking it's going to look kind of industrial, but obviously it also needs to make it clear that the upper and lower doors are sort of locked off. So I'm thinking maybe like a spiral staircase that leads to a lower and upper locked door. You know, like a gantry sort of thing. So as you open the door, you're met with darkness. And now obviously most of the PCs are going to have dark vision, so we won't bother making this an actual issue. But before your eyes are able to adjust, a set of torches in sconces above and below you ignite. As you open the door, you're met with darkness, but before your eyes are able to adjust, a set of... Okay. And this is why you always read back what you just wrote out loud. As you open the door, you're met with darkness, but before your eyes are able to adjust, a set of torches in sconces above and below you ignite. Yeah, I think it's a series of torches. Yeah, that makes more sense. As you open the door, you're met with darkness, but before your eyes are even able to adjust. Okay, I think we'll just make this 2 sentences. As you open the door, you're met with darkness. Before your eyes are even able to adjust, a series of torches in sconces above and below you ignite. Yep, that's much better. And yeah, it's maybe a bit, I don't know, would like a metal gantry be a bit too, modern looking? Yeah, probably would just be like stone, or, yeah, probably just like stone stairs. The soft light throws a series throws the steps of 2 spiraling staircases into sharp relief. The soft light throws the steps of 2 spiraling staircases into sharp relief. Hey Cara, how's it going? You wouldn't bisect a brioche? Wouldn't I though? As an aside, please don't bisect me. I like to be in one piece. Okay. And now is sharp relief the right term here? Yeah, actually I think of two spiraling staircases, fails to highlight the inner corners, which remain ink black. You guessing food not to be starving during Mobius command? Oh yep, that's Nick's Savage World campaign, which Cara and I are both going to be in this evening at 8 o'clock in about an hour and 3/4. So if you're wondering how long this stream's going to be. A simple brass plaque shines in the dark with words in a language not all of you speak. Okay, now what I need to think of here is what language would Mirafith use in his lab? Right, he is a halfling, so I'm thinking halfling. Because it was, it is basically his private lab. So I think that would make the most sense. Because he'd probably expect all his clones to be able to speak it as well. So all of you speak. Just going to read this out once more. As you open the door, you're met with darkness. Before your eyes are even able to adjust, a series of torches and sconces above and below you ignite. The soft light throws the steps of two spiraling staircases. The soft light reveals the steps of two spiraling staircases but fails to highlight the inner corners, which remain ink black. That doesn't sound quite right. Fails to highlight the recesses. How do you spell recesses? Recesses. Recesses of the chiseled stone. The soft light reveals the steps of two spiraling staircases but fails to highlight the recesses of the chiseled stone, which remain ink black. A simple brass plaque shines in the dark with words in a language not all of you speak. Yep, that sounds good. Actually, glints in the dark. Perfect. Don't need more than a couple of sentences, otherwise the players are going to get bored waiting for me to finish. Okay. So yeah, everything in here. We have the plaque, which sounds a lot more ominous than it really is. A brass plaque in Halfling is the first thing the players see. It is separated into two halves. The first is a on the left is a down arrow next to the words what do we need? Secure lab, workshop, library, garden. And on the right is an arrow pointing up. Oh, hey Nick, good evening to you too. Give you a quick shout out because I'll be on your channel soon anyway. How's the evening finding you? Once again, I've typed the word there twice. Just finishing up some prep for Mobius Command. Oh, yep. Yeah, everyone, can you believe Nick gave me homework for Mobius Command? Can you believe that? Just because my character's smart, she has to know things. Despicable, really. But yeah, that'll be at 8 o'clock in about an hour and 35 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and get as much of this prep done. Yeah, I play tabletop RPGs to do mathematics, not words. Kara, you didn't get homework, but then your character already knows how to punch, and that's all he's good at, and very good at it he is too. I mean, to be fair, my character is also surprisingly good at using grenades, which raises questions, such as, where did a librarian get grenades, and why did a librarian get a way of carrying a crossbow through central London? Both of which are actually answered in the first, 10 minutes. Of the first session, I mean. Anyways. So, on the right is an arrow pointing up. Next to the words. Let me just check the names of the rooms on the upper level. secure workshop and contingency. Yeah. So what you will actually notice is like the lower rooms are more traditionally dungeony, in that it's sort of non-linear for the players, so they can sort of visit them in any order they like, maybe even ignore some of them. But the upper level is more sort of a linear room they have to sort of go through. And of course the upper room is more of a central hub that leads out into a few separate areas. And, you know, the players have sort of like social encounters there. But they can also, you know, their main objective there is to find a way down to the lower level. And there's no real way to the upper level first. Yep. So yeah, that's the plaque. If any of the players happen to speak Halfling, they'll get a bit more information about what's ahead, but not much really. Yeah. You know what? The plaque is actually gold plated and worth 50 GP as an art item if a player can spot this and pry it off. Nick's banned Donald Trump. Oh, good. That's good. That man will be nothing but trouble. Yeah, there's only room for one annoying orange on the internet. And they're an icon. Okay, so lower Nick, you thought I meant the annoying orange. I did mean the annoying orange. I definitely didn't mean Donald Trump. Like, I also have my mascot here, who cat bat named Gord, and I think that applies. Oh, and this is my new face. Bisected brioche true face reveal. Oh, you thought I meant grounded. Oh, you say grounded's annoying. You're not valid. She does certainly annoy people. Anyways. I did say they were an icon. True. You know what, I can't dispute the charges. Okay, there's only room for 2 annoying oranges around here. Anyways, lower stairwell. The stairwell spiraling down leads to a large locked door. The high quality lock is magically reinforced and takes a DC 25 Dex, Thieves Tools, check to pick. Because, you know, if there's a locked door, if there's a rogue about, they'll want to try and pick it, and it's best to give them the opportunity. Or it can be opened with a knock spell. See corridors if the players, sorry, if the PCs do this. Oh yeah, so speaking of acronym, well, initializations, something I learned from an extra credits video. Apparently the sort of official, well, basically the sort of one of the designers for EverQuest basically accidentally invented a lot of MMORPG sort of lingo, because he just sort of used various abbreviations and acronyms while writing up his design notes, and submitted them to the official strategy guide writers, and they just copied them wholesale because, well, that's basically what they did in those days. And that's why stuff like DPS and area of effect and threat and mobs and all that are used as MMO terminology. Okay, let's see. So yeah, that's obviously how they can bypass it, but they've got an official way to get through as well. It can also be automatically opened if someone who is a Libreoffice clone, I don't know if I spelled that right, but who cares, simply knocks on it and says simply grants someone verbal permission to enter. It will only open if everyone within 10 feet has permission. Otherwise, it remains closed or slams shut as appropriate. So the sort of puzzle there is they need to basically, it's a social encounter, so they'll need to sort of convince the NPCs on the middle layer to give them access, which will involve sort of you know, actually speaking, finding the person who knows how to get down there, and basically sort of not all of the clones know they're clones, and the person who knows is not themselves a clone and has sort of reasons for being a bit cagey with their info. So it should be a fun little mystery for the players to solve if they do it that way. This opens up straight into the corridors, which is going to be the first area I sort of plan. Okay, and upper stairwell. The upper stairwell whoops, leads to a much heavier door with no visible lock. Even a clone cannot grant the PC's access. The only way to open it is with the maintenance protocol puzzle the PCs learn about in the workshop. So yeah, the idea here is basically, in addition to, you know, it being his lab and being sort of staffed by his clones, he also had an artificer to build the actual machinery he wanted. And obviously the artificer needed access as well. So they're pretty much the sort of critical path here is to use the sort of various means the artificer had to access them. And yeah, I will need to design that artificer as an NPC, maybe. Well, maybe as a boss encounter is what I've got planned, but we'll get to that when we get to it. And basically, the idea here is, on the lower level, there's a secure lab, and to get access to it, they'll need to find a way to get to the. They'll basically need to find a puzzle item on the lower floor, which will grant them access to the upper floor, and then on the upper floor, they've got to use that maintenance item. They've got to sort of update that maintenance item, so it'll grant them access to the lab as well. Anyways, it leads to the decontamination room, isn't it? Yep, the decontamination room. Okay, so the corridors. Because the back rooms will be a bit too on the nose. Side note, I know the back rooms are this new horror idea, but I kind of like back rooms. Anyway, yeah. So the PCs could potentially enter this for the first time from several different angles. So I'll make it this more general. How do I come up with a fresh description for this? So obviously this is going to be like the lower. Yeah, I think my main issue here is I sort of keep drifting into like more of a science fiction-y sort of aesthetic, but This is obviously still in a sort of a medieval fantasy world, so I need to sort of consider that. Don't really want to sort of treat it like a crypt or a... Yeah, and, you know, there's already been sort of like the steampunk dungeon, so I don't want to do it that way. So I guess it's going to be sort of just like a utilitarian stone. Yeah. Now, what would the medieval version of neon... Yeah, I think... The faint, arcane buzzing of magical... Yeah, I'll just sort of try and evoke the idea of halogen lights. Well, not halogen lights. What am I thinking of? It's not neon lights. What are those, like, strip lights called again? Okay, here's me Googling because I cannot remember a word. Google office lights. Fluorescent lights, that was it. Yeah, so I'm just sort of trying to evoke fluorescent lights here. The faint arcane buzzing of magical lights reveals plain stone walls with waist-high wooden paneling. So I'm thinking, like, obviously it's very sort of bare bones and Spartan, but like he would have sort of wanted it to be sort of somewhat nice to walk down. And floors. The green of the wood. Seems to warp and weave unnaturally, unlike any sort of timber you've seen before. Just a tree that's not native to the area, or some sort of weird magical wood? You decide. Unlike any sort of timber you've seen before. Everything feels unnaturally... No, I won't say unnaturally quiet. Everything feels unnaturally quiet. So the pit. The pit, the pit, the pit. Ooh. Make that italic because flavor text. If the PCs enter or leave via the stairwell door, they will be met with the okay, so this is one of the traps I've already written up. The pit trap. Really creatively named that one. Pit trap. See page. It's been a while since I've tried to insert anything in here. Formatting mark, no. Page number. No, I don't want this page number. I want a reference to another page number. Insert. Oh, here we are. Page number. This must be very weird because it's not showing up. So field, it's not title, subject. Okay, more fields. Cross-reference, insert reference to page number. You know, I'm just going to Google this. Libreoffice, how to reference another page. How to add an auto page reference. No, that's page numbering. I don't want page numbering. I want it to automatically say which page a particular thing's going to be on. Okay, set reference. So if I go back to pit trap, insert field, cross-reference, set reference, name pit trap, insert, go back down here, see page, insert page. Okay, it's inserted twice, but it's worked. See page 4. Perfect. Oh, well, it's out. And just to double check. If I do something silly like... Yep, and it updates the page. Okay, there we go. Oh, cool. You can even click and it jumps right up to it. Okay, so... Oh, yeah. Steps on the pit. I suppose there should be okay. I suppose there should be a check to be able to spot it. Okay. The trap can be spotted with a DC Oh, yeah, let me just bring up the trap rules again. Okay, so danger, it's just meant to be a setback. I mean, it's literally just meant to be like a very sort of basic trap to, you know, trap the PCs in place. So that's going to be a oh yeah, I was using dangerous numbers, but no actual danger, so yeah, we'll say a DC 13 to spot it. Sounds good. wisdom perception check, and if the players have anything that makes it easier on them, we can just take that into account. The trapdoor can be jammed shut with a DC 20 Dex Thieves Tools check, making it a non-issue, or wrenched open with a DC 20 Strength check. Doing this sets off the alarm if it hasn't been already. Okay, that's good. And that's pretty much all written up, so I didn't need to worry about it. Alright then, the pit. And of course there's going to be the first, well, not necessarily the first enemy encounter, but likely the first the PCs run into, because the sort of other rooms they could go and end up in, you know, from the first level, basically complex traps instead. The clones. The corridors are host to 10 failed clones. And we'll just create a reference for that, because I suspect it's going to come up a lot. So insert field, more fields, set reference, failed clones. See page. Nine. They have a passive perception of let me just check the stat block I'm using for them. Okay, not very high passive perception actually. They have a passive perception of 11. And will instinctively start shuffling towards PC's position if they sense them. They will attack on sight and will not speak and cannot be reasoned with, as they are effectively constructs with no spark. Yep, just using a bit of the ATOS lore there. If the klaxon for the pit trap is activated. Two groups. They will all appear. Oh, hey, Icky, how's it going? All appear from around the corner. Stumbles in from an unexpected detour home. Oh yeah, I don't know what the weather. I'd imagine the weather's as bad as it is in down here as it is in Scotland. I'd imagine the weather in Scotland is as bad as it is down here, if not worse. And we are straight up having roads flooded. I mean, my apartment got a little flooded, and I've only just got my sort of favourite rug dry, and it's still a little damp. Hey Anna Christie, how's it going? Yeah, all the cool people just start showing off at once. Shout outs for everyone. Icky, you don't know what happened, you just encountered a road closure on your way home. I mean, to be fair, here there's also a lot of road works going on. Because I think there's actually something about how they end up doing a lot of road works around this time of year, just because it's when they need to use up the budget. Like, literally the road outside my work was closed on Monday, which didn't really affect me because that's one of my days off, but I think at the beginning of the month, the one end of the road's going to, the main road into the town where I work is going to be closed, so I'm going to have to take another route entirely. Carrot, sometimes stray road closures are known to pick on unwary travellers. Yeah, that'll be a great, like a monster called a road closure would be a great random encounter, thinking about it. Oh, thanks for the shout out, Icky. Wait. If the klaxon for the pit trap is activated, they'll all appear from around the corner. So yeah, I'm hoping these will be sort of like the introductory enemy. They're sort of like the main enemy for the dungeon. I sort of wanted a kind of a Resident Evil vibe, so I've gone with sort of, they are constructs, but they're sort of they kind of superficially resemble undead. So yeah, the abandoned parts of the dungeon are full of tubes and what grew in them, copies of Merifrith Winifrith. Using a flawed process that attempted to perfectly clone him, each clone is dressed in drab robes and has an emancipated corpse-like appearance. They resemble a random species, see this reincarnation spell table. They seem to be undead, but are more akin to a construct, similar to a flesh golem. Yep, and I'm basically using a minionized version of the Evil Mage stat block, which is a CR2 stat block, which is a bit tough for a minion, but I'm offsetting it by giving them a kind of a weakness in that every time they cast a spell they might just die instantly. But there's also a small chance, if the players set them off, that they might turn into a melee fighter using Tensor's perfect transformation, because I just found that idea very funny. So yeah, like, the idea is basically the players are going to have to sort of deal with them before they become more dangerous. I'm kind of hoping that they'll sort of become a nuisance. Like, to be fair, sort of Obviously, there's most of the sort of encounters are just going to be complex traps. But I'm kind of hoping this will sort of sufficiently scare the players. They'll remember them. And more to the point, it will give them a chance to sort of work out how they work before they show up as minions in a proper fight, you know? Yep, but yeah, that's basically all there is to the corridors. Thinking about it, maybe there should be some tubes in here. Oh yeah, I do need to sort of introduce the tubes. The tubes, everyone. The tubes. Like, I'm sort of going with the idea that whenever if initially sort of only had them in like the sort of actual room, but basically sort of started running low on space. So yeah, I think a few of them will just be in the corridors. And probably before the pit trap, actually. Just because, you know, foreshadowing. It's always good to foreshadow something. In the distance, you see a large metallic object set into the wall. So yeah, obviously the PCs are gonna be interested in that. Okay, so the tubes, the tubes, the tubes, the tubes, the tubes. It's just a fun word to say. And apparently to type. And I mean, I think we're pretty much all of us at the right age to remember the internet is a complex series of tubes. Anyway, the tube. Scattered around the corridors are many brass tubes. I really need to stop doing that. With hinged glass cases. Wait, hinged glass front. An Arcana check or casting detect magic reveals abjuration. Both or a high Arcana check reveals that they were specifically designed to be sealed airtight. Now, how easy would it be for the PCs to work out what their actual purpose was? Obviously, there's going to be more context in the other rooms, but... Oh yeah, there are sort of spells for specifically growing, like, what's the one? Homunculus. Oh yeah, so what's the spell? What level's the homunculus spell? Create homunculus is what I'm after. Oh, here we are, introduced in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. It's a 6th level transmutation. So I guess that DC would be 16. Yeah, DC 16 sounds good. Yeah, so we'll make the presence of abjuration magic a fairly low check. Yeah, I think I'll just give them, if they work out it's abjuration magic, the players will just get that info. A DC 16 check reveals a similarity to... Although, do I want this to be a high DC just so I don't give away too much for the mystery? No, I think, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll allow this actually. But it'll have to be a spell casting check. Oops. So basically a raw roll of their spell casting stat. Reveals a similarity to the spell Homunculus, which involves growing a small creature. Yeah. And obviously one of these tubes will be a great place to hide some loot when I get to that part. But yep, that's everything in the corridors. So we've got the workshop, secure lab and garden. Well, any of these and the workshop and library are connected. Oh, what time are we at? 1 hour 15. I guess we'll just do one more room in there, then I'll have to call it there. Icky. This is the stab room where we keep our stab. Yeah, I think the garden. Well, how many of these dungeons have their own built-in gardens for growing food? That seems to have gone wrong and been filled with evil plants. It just keeps happening. Dungeon designers can't help themselves. Okay, so they're either going to be able to enter this from the corridors, or they're going to be able to drop in from the pantry. You know, I'll just do a slash. Pick yourselves off the floor. Drop down. Step in. Right, I'll do it this way. Pick yourself off the floor. Yep, pick yourselves off the floor. You realise it's covered in plants. Musty scent fills the air and the room. Well, that'll be more general. Covered in green vines. There we go. Icky, pick yourself up, get off the floor, run away from the dinosaur. Exactly. Okay, where was I? A musty scent fills the air. Wait, no. PCs climb down safely as you deftly hop out of the shaft. Your feet you feel a crunch as soft vines all over the floor. You feel a crunch as soft vines all over the floor break your fall. Yep, just covered in green vibes, you know, like, the floor is actually beige, but it just feels green, It's like, you know, REEFFEE. Wait, no. Hash EEFFEE. Like, it's just like kind of a light grey colour, but you know, there's a bit of green in there. I have no idea if I got that hex code right. And if the PCs enter from the corridors, you swing the door open. Yeah, it's meant to say vines. I just can't stop saying vibes for some reason. Swing the door open and feel a little resistance as it catches what you quickly realise. I suppose I should also do like doors to each of the other rooms, so I'll get to that as well. Quickly realise soft vines. B, stop jumping under my finger. You know I'm trying to press the letter N. You know what you're doing. Can you believe this keyboard? What you quickly realise are soft vines. Which cover the floor. Okay, a musty scent fills the air and the room is lit by a bright artificial sun. By what can only be called an artificial sun. Yeah, I'll just go back and list how each sort of so doors, the corridors are long, winding and far more complex than they should be as a measure to keep out intruders. seem to shift at impossible ways. It seems to shift. No, wait, this isn't flavor text. Not entirely sure what to put here. Have the PCs roll survival to navigate the doors to each room are as follows, and we'll just bullet point that. So workshop, garden, secure lab. I suppose it should be garden first. A slightly water damaged wooden door. It is slightly, it is hand warm to the touch and bright light is leaking from under it. It can be has no lock but is slightly hard to push open. DC 10 strength check. Take that, mostly wizard party. Get hand one to the touch. In fact, what I'll do is what are we at? Oh, it's 7:30 already, so I think we'll probably wrap up here. Nick, you're gonna pop off, grab a drink and jump in the voice chat. Catch me in a bit. Oh, you're quite welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Right. At the risk of being a bit mercenary, I will not raid out today because it seems a bit weird to raid out when I'm literally going to be on someone else's stream. Instead, feel free to just head over to Nick's channel. Yep, just feel free to head over to Nick's channel. That'll be well, Mobius Command will be starting in like 30 minutes. Stream wise, am I doing anything else this week? I mean, if I'm bored on Thursday, Friday, I might do some more prep streams. Oh yeah, Nick's doing a Pentasubathon, so there's no real tabletop stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, I might do some prep streams depending on how I feel, but nothing specifics planned here, so yeah. I do, however, have a straw poll going. So I'll just link that. And, well, I'll call that on Monday, and that's just basically a vote for what I'll be playing on. Well, I'll start playing on Monday. So the options are Tactical Breach Wizards, which is a very fun-looking sort of a turn-based strategy game where you're playing as a magical SWAT team. Pikmin 2, aka the Pikmin where there's no day limit and you can just explore as much as you like with those adorable little carrot people. Heaven's Vault, an indie game about trying to decipher an ancient language. Broken Sword 3, The Sleeping Dragon, the very sort of like the first 3D entry in the series, which was a bit uncomfortable, but you know, might be fun to play through. And of course, my Game Boy Advance favourite, Golden Sun, the golden standard for which I judge all JRPGs. But yeah, at the moment, Pikmin 2, Heaven's Vault and Golden Sun are neck and neck with 8 votes. But Tactical Breach Wizards is only 2 behind, and Broken Sword is only 4 behind, so there's everything to play for. If anyone wants to sort of have their say, it's multiple choice, so you can just vote for whatever you want to see. But yeah, I digress. I was going to end this a few minutes ago. So, yeah. I mean, I'm used to raiding out, so this feels a bit awkward, but catch you all on Nick's channel soon. Well, in 25 minutes, and yeah, have a lovely evening if not. Okay, and we're ending in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment and subscribe.